Okay, the next group is not really a group, it's only one word, number 4. The word help can take either the base form or the infinitive, and it means exactly the same thing. My friend helped us move, or my friend helped us to move. It doesn't make any difference, and help is the only word that is like that. I forgot to make this big, so I will now. Okay, group 5 are the verbs that always take a gerund and not an infinitive. Now, if you speak Spanish or French, you're used to always using an infinitive with this kind of verb. But in English, it's really more complicated. And these are some examples of verbs that can only be followed by a gerund and not an infinitive. For some examples, okay, they have finished repairing the road. I would not say to repair. I have to say repairing. I dislike going to the dentist. I can't say I dislike to go. Now, we've got some verbs in this group: advise, consider, and permit, where we use a gerund if there is no object, and an infinitive if there is one. So this is kind of confusing. So with most workplaces in California do not permit smoking. Here I am using the gerund, but if I put in an object you, most workplaces in California do not permit you to smoke. Okay, then with group 6 we have a kind of small group where you can use either the gerund or the infinitive, and the meaning is about the same. And some examples are like, love, prefer, and start. So when I say I began working on this lesson an hour ago, or I began to work on this lesson an hour ago, it means the same thing. It doesn't matter which I use, the gerund or the infinitive. Now we get to group 7, which is the trickiest of all. And these are verbs that can take either a gerund or an infinitive, but the meanings are different. You change the meaning with this group depending on whether you use a gerund or an infinitive. And here are 5 examples: go on, quit, stop, remember, and try. And in the following slides we'll show examples of what happens with each of these examples. This phrasal verb go on. Okay, when I say use it with a gerund, I say the phone rang but he just went on working. And what that means is he continued to work and did not stop even though the phone rang. And then with an infinitive, it means something different. I say she finished college and went on to work for an insurance company, and that means she finished college and after that, or later, she worked for an insurance company. So it's a completely different meaning. Okay, quit and stop mean the same thing, and they're both in group 7. I can say he stopped smoking or he quit smoking, and that means he was a smoker in the past, but now he no longer smokes. But when I use the infinitive, I can say he stopped to smoke. He quit to smoke. And this means he quit what he was doing and took a break so that he could smoke. So you can see in this case the gerund and the infinitive really are almost opposite in meaning. In remember, when I say it with a gerund, I remember learning to swim when I was 6. That means I have a memory of it. But when I say remember to lock the door when you leave, I'm saying don't forget. And then try, with try you have, with a gerund, you're talking usually about an experiment. Okay. Scientists experimented with raising mice. I'm going to have to stop there and pick up with the next 5.